no one ever gained viewers sitting in a loading screen, so let's go ahead and fucking start this.
I'm V.
I'm V.
God, it's been so long since I played this. I'm basically trying to make a corpo female V. I don't know what I'm aiming for, honestly. That's looking kind of fresh. I'll admit it. Hey, Johnny. Or Deadpool, I don't really know which one to call you. Or I could just say Johnny is Deadpool. I mean, that makes sense too. Maybe I should make a rogue look. These hairstyles. Maybe like a Lucy character. I don't know. I should have thought more about this character creation. I'm kind of digging the hair up though. I feel like that would go well with a lot of outfits. How do you like the new video, Johnny? I saw you commented, but I was busy getting the stream together. God, I'm never good with character customization. I like sit in it for an hour, which I can't do this time. This looks like alt. This is like the alt hairstyle. I dig that. So I'm thinking alt or a hair up with the little designs going. Something like this. Like I would love to design my character art based on someone, but I kind of want it to look unique in a way. I'm feeling like this hairstyle's cool. I can always change it later, so I'm not even gonna stress too hard about it. I decide I want to go with something else. Okay, I like the dark green. Not gonna lie. I didn't really mess with the hair colors on my first playthrough. These are very interesting. I feel like that's cool. I'm just gonna roll with that for now. If you guys are coming here for my new video, let me know what you thought about it. I spent a couple days making sure I put together a proper script for it. Usually I let these scripts sit in my head while I'm going through it. And let me know if there's any audio things I need to change around on the stream. I've never streamed before on YouTube. I'm going corpo. I feel like messing with that eye contacts might be a good idea. Oh, okay, I could open a menu. I'm a fool. Okay, honestly, I'm gonna roll with this. Yeah, what makes this game so difficult to make videos on sometimes is just the sheer amount of dialogue. Like, there's no way I, as one person, can dig through this entire game's dialogue. I try my best to, but like, I always am kind of afraid I'm gonna miss like one dialogue that I should have put in the video or something, which I guess isn't the biggest deal in the world. But I would like to get everything I can. Honestly, I really hope that I feel like it's gonna happen at Sourcebook just because the Sourcebooks always give us the biggest information and most detailed. But I feel like we're gonna learn more about what happened to Alt Cunningham's like original body after Johnny retrieved it from the Arasaka Tower, and what happened to Johnny's body once it came into possession of Angel. I assume that's gonna happen in the next Sourcebook. There's probably gonna be some section dedicated to it, like the 3 stories we have in red. I think I might go simple on this. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this. What's up, Gary? I'm saying Gary. I hope it's Gary and not Jerry. Are we all doing well today? You guys have a nice relaxing day off? I finally got the chance to have a day off. Keep him busy. Alright, sweet. I was afraid of name pronunciations. It's always been a fear of mine. Hey, Daytime. I definitely hope so. Because I'm basing like a good chunk of my theories on the idea that there's a Johnny and Alt walking around out there, at least by 2045, which is what I believe is like concrete in a way from at least what they've told us and what information we've been given. There's always a possibility I'm wrong, obviously, but I definitely believe that a lot of that information spread out through Red wouldn't be there if they didn't have plans for it. Especially because of how much they change detail-wise. They add a lot of details from the originals in 2020 and then to Red. They added that whole portion with Spider Murphy in Red. And I feel like Mike Pondsmith and CD Projekt Red wouldn't decide to add those types of details unless they needed them to make the game make sense as well. Yeah, the thing with Murphy and Recluse and Songbird is I almost feel like Spider Murphy might not even need to be an engram to show herself in V's vision. Just because she knows so much about net running and the engrams and chip, I feel like she can almost just like project an image of herself without actually having to put herself into V's head. So it is one of two. It's either Murphy's an engram right now, or she's maybe able to project herself, if that ends up being the case, obviously. But either way, I'm not even sure, like, even if we just say Spider Murphy isn't Songbird or she isn't in the DLC, Songbird might not even be a part of Engram for all we know. I think she is. I think in a way she's connected to it just because of when she appears in the trailer. But there's always a chance she's just a Netrunner projecting herself. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much. You can customize nails. Okay. I swear I'm not trying to spend too much time on character customization. I get very sidetracked. And I know they added it to where you can change a lot of this now in game. I'm just gonna go with purple, matches the hair, whatever. Hey, Zoltan. Please type in chat how to pronounce that, because I don't want to keep messing it up. That's always embarrassing for me. But how are you doing? I'm glad you're hopping in on here. I feel like I'm gonna rock with the dragon. If this is a dragon, I'm not even sure. I'm just gonna call it a dragon and move on. Looks like a dragon to me, close enough. Let's move on from that. Oh gosh. Honestly, that is... Barmos' story is so heartbreaking. I'm planning on making a video on it soon, actually. I almost feel like Bartmoss... I almost feel like he's still alive. Like, maybe not in the normal sense, but there's been so many occurrences that the source books have stated that Netrunners have been disconnected, and then there's like a very small chance that they end up getting stuck in the net instead of just completely killed. I almost feel like that would happen to Bartmoss. When you scan his body in game, when he's in that ice tub, you find his body out in this yard, the scrap yards. You don't even see anything pop up for him when you try to scan him, or at least it doesn't state that it's Bartmoss or that he's dead. He's like one of the very few things in the game that you can't really scan correctly. I'm going based on a Netrunner build, and I don't want to mess with these points yet, because I don't have what I should be doing for a Netrunner build off the top of my head. So I'm just not even going to mess with them. Oh, they'll be lost. Never mind. Okay. Oh yeah. Zoltan. I believe where Cyberpunk is headed right now. It's setting up a fifth corporate war, obviously. I almost feel like that's like a fake out. Like, sure, we're getting a fifth corporate war eventually, but that's gonna end up being like the least of the world's issues, because I believe, just like how they did in Cyberpunk version 3, which ended up being retconned, but just like how they did in that, there's a huge AI issue, and the AI are spreading across the world, going rogue, all this shit. I almost feel like now that Alt has destroyed Mikoshi, basically absorbed Mikoshi, taken all those AIs for herself, that once she goes back beyond the Black Wall, some shit's gonna go down soon. And I feel like that would be the setup for Orion. They're teasing all this rogue AI stuff throughout the game, even with Delamain. So, God, this Bart Moss and the AI, these are two video ideas I've had. It's so hard trying to form it all together in my head sometimes, but I think the next big thing is a rogue AI type of war. Like, the AI are planning something big. They're probably going to break out of a Black Wall. We know Netwatch is watching it, but I don't think Netwatch is going to be prepared for this AI invasion after they've absorbed Mikoshi and they're all becoming one AI. That I don't think they're prepared for what's about to come out from the Black Wall, and I think that's going to cause some serious issues for the Cyberpunk universe. Hey Dania, how are you doing? I would agree. I think Orion is being set up to have a fifth corporate war, for sure. I went over that in my canon ending video for Phantom Liberty. I definitely think that Phantom Liberty itself as well, along with just most of 2077, is setting up the fifth corporate war. So we still see that tension and that power struggle for Night City between Arasaka, Nusa, and Militech. And we're getting some other companies in the mix now. We know Biotechnica, they're making huge advances. More than likely, wouldn't be surprised they're trying to set up some type of clone type army. I wouldn't see why not, simply because they now have access to the technology to create clones. They might not be soul killer replica type clones as far as we know, but they can make the clone with a clean slate and a digitized personality. So there's a lot of big wigs getting ready to set up for a new corporate war. I'm just gonna do intelligence. I'm not too worried, honestly. I'm getting distracted just talking so much. But I enjoy talking to you guys, so that's fine. I should probably get onto the game as well, so you guys have something to watch instead of having this half-naked lady on the screen. I'm just gonna throw strength out there. Cool. I am playing on very hard, which I haven't done before, surprisingly. I do have a Red Bull here, so I'm probably going to be tweaking out a little bit. Might help with the playthrough. It might be some advanced reaction time. Probably not. The Corpo run-through was actually the first one I did back when the game came out. It's my favorite one. I want to make a whole video on it.
You there?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here.
You alright?
Fine. I just needed a breather.
Sounded like you blew your guts airlock.
Yeah, I barfed. It's just stress.
Esa chamba te va a matar.
Dude, I could make videos on Cyberpunk theories 24/7. I want to so bad.
Hey,
I wish I had more time to do it.
We had a leak. And boss
Because I just
dragged
have a
me in
notepad
because we had
just
to
full of
intervene.
lists. Just
Everyone
a huge
at Night
list
City
of
HQ is on
videos.
edge.
but no way you're fucked,
And they're,
right?
for the most part,
You're the one who
videos
fixes
I've
other
never
people's shit.
seen
Jackie,
anybody
If you work in
cover
Arasaka counter intel,
topics I've never
you're
seen
always
anybody
fucked.
cover. So, I'm excited to get to them all. I really want to.
Don't worry about me. I'll manage on my own.
Buena suerte.
Yeah, it's insane too, because like, I kind of want to be able to spread out to other games. But I'm so busy with Cyberpunk right now, I don't see myself doing that anytime soon, honestly. There'd have to be like a huge game pop up that I was really interested in. Cyberpunk's got my like full attention right now. In relation to at least like video type things. I play some other multiplayer games, but for the most part, Cyberpunk's got my attention. This punk.
Christ, V, you were supposed to be here an hour ago.
Got held up, but I'll be right there.
Fucking Frankfurt. That Abernathy bitch will probably dump it in our
Yeah, I
laps.
hope I'm right too, Zoltan. I think it'd be so cool to see
You hurry up.
the Militech ending. It makes sense where the DLC is headed. But, who knows? I'm hoping it's true. Either way, we're getting some type of differences in the endings.
Militech
So-
hit 3 of ours. Now,
Mr. Jenkins asked for you.
Hey, V.
He's in his office.
It's been ages. It's me, Frank. We met during
Hey,
Icefall.
Frank.
East Coast, remember?
I didn't know you were in Night City. Have you been?
You know how it is. A week ago, I was still in Cape Town. I heard you're in counter intel. Must have a shit show on your hands right now after Frankfurt. Jenkins is your lead, right?
I don't think I've done a
Is he
full
what everyone
playthrough
says he
before
is?
with a female V. A lot of people say her voice actor's really good.
Listen,
gonna go
sorry,
through all this
I'm in a
analysis.
bit
I
of a
don't care about
rush
this
right
man.
now. We'll talk another time, okay?
I'm not gonna lie.
Sure, sure. Good seeing you again.
I'm good seeing you, pal.
Emergency protocols active. System security confirmed.
The Corpo
Don't look.
life path is probably the coolest to look at in relation to the beginning.
I couldn't work with that prick. What do you think they're doing now?
I wonder what tower we're in.
Please enter the antechamber. Visitor authorization
I've heard a lot of people
granted.
say that
Are
her
you
voice
online?
acting's great. And a lot of people say she's the
Have a seat,
canon
be right
version
with
of you, which I don't know.
We have to handle this voting issue before we
I
lose
mean,
our
I
bases
assume that
in
if they
the Sea
ever
of
do want
Clouds.
to cover him in canon,
They're about to begin. What's the
to be
situation?
in canon, they'll have to choose a gender pretty much, unless you want to keep it complete mystery, which I don't know if I see them doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just as we thought.
But they do use female V a lot in the trailers, and recently
You know
all the
what to
official
do.
art has been
Start
female
now.
V. So I don't know if that's just because they've chosen her for Phantom Liberty for all the displays. Those guys got fucking wiped out. Jesus.
Director Abernathy.
I watched the vote. What the hell was that?
A deep clean after the
Yeah, I feel
shit
like
Frankfurt
these
dumped on us.
Female
As
V's
we
interactions
agreed,
with
I
other
got rid of the
characters,
problem.
even
I
Johnny,
told you to resolve the problem,
kind of
not
make more sense
massacre
in
the
the male
European
version.
Space Council. Do you understand what the cover-up will cost?
We would have lost the license. Now we gained a week. That's a win.
Path of least resistance always. No nuance. Has you written all over it. We're not done talking about this.
I hate that bitch. I always have.
is he?
This isn't the first time
Yeah.
Abernathy set you
It's
up.
so fun actually
No,
recognizing
not the first.
voice actors.
Smeared me in front of Japanese execs, so she'd be the one promoted to director of Spec Ops. Cunt. Now she's holding a gun to my head to make sure I don't try anything. But she won't pull the
Yeah, I'm
trigger
glad
because
so
she
many of you
needs
are
to.
tuning in.
I do what
I
she
really
doesn't
appreciate
have
it. I
the
like
guts to
talking to you
do.
all.
Divide and conquer.
It's more
Effective
personal this way
strategy.
as well, rather than just comment sections.
Effective. What would you do in my position?
You have to defend
Set
yourself.
this man up for
Remind
failure.
Abernathy you're not her doormat.
You're right.
Smack her once, but hard. She'll respect you.
Seems we see eye to eye on this issue.
Hope the audio levels are good between me and the game, so not one or the other's too overtaking.
Take this.
A data shard.
Proof of my trust. Go on, take it.
Well, this also lets me do my
It's what I've collected
little
over the
rants
past weeks.
and my ideas
Biometrics,
for the game.
trauma team card, names of her closest associates.
Which
Driver,
almost feels very
chief of
freeing.
security. Love her.
'Cause I
Lover's
don't have
husband.
too many buddies that are like
Everything.
deep into
Use it,
Cyberpunk,
and make sure
so
Abernathy won't be
I'm
a
always
problem
able just to
anymore.
start spouting
You
these
said it.
theories and
I need to
information at
defend
them. 'Cause they're
myself.
like, what the hell are you talking about?
What'll happen if I refuse?
Don't ask stupid questions. This isn't a request, V. We seem to understand each other. Take this, too.
Did you just give me physical cash?
Use this money only. Find the right people for the job. No corporate affiliation.
Oh,
And for the core
I guess
task,
to keep it hidden.
use someone you know
the logs.
inside out. Are we clear?
Yeah, I think we're clear.
Good. In that case, I'll await your report. And good luck with it. I have my AV
Those
waiting
koi fish
outside.
down there,
It's yours to use.
in the center,
And don't disappoint me.
like easily one of my favorite visuals in this game.
Jenkins, Night City counterintel.
My little background of
I have those reports you asked for.
my commentaries.
I don't have the
I
time. Just
always
send them
try
my
to
way.
include them.
Hey, V, you alive? How's things in the Viper pit?
Need your help, Jack. Got some biz.
Always biz with you, Chica. You in some
First
trouble?
Frankfurt. Now
Not
this
yet.
one.
Just
Ugh,
need a soul
we're
I
in
can
for a
trust for
damn
now.
long day.
That kind of sounded like a yes. Meet me at Lizzie's. Be there in an hour.
Okay, I went the wrong way. Yeah, I'm glad I have you all interacting with my content so much, because it gives me a lot to talk about, a lot to do.
I need your stamp on something. It's possible one of our assets was exposed.
Okay, about your
Well, if you're
exposed
in a
assets,
hurry, I
going back off
completely
on it.
understand.
Had buttons? What do you mean? Yeah, that's an issue with me too, is when I do have someone who, like, you know, maybe watched Edge Runners, played a bit of 2077, I get too in depth with it, and that confuses the hell out of them. Like, listen, man, I just played a surface level run through of 2077, watched some Edge Runners. What am I doing? Okay. And since the trauma team card popped up, there's actually something I want to talk about. I plan on making a video on as well. Everything's a video. There was nowhere near enough inclusion of trauma team in this game. I love the game. I love the sequences we get with trauma team,
Access granted.
but they should have been much more involved. I mean, pretty much every corpo has trauma team coverage. Even non-corpos have trauma team coverage. Any rich person in
Please
general,
provide your
fixers, blah blah
destination.
blah. Yet we get away with killing
Destination,
so many people
Lizzie's
in this
bar.
game, and trauma
Noted.
team isn't even an
Onward.
issue. Like, you look at Edge Runners; they are constantly on high alert for any sort of trauma team. Nearly every episode of Edge Runners, they're like, we flatline this dude, trauma team's gonna be on our ass. We have to be careful of trauma team. And us starting off as a mercenary / edge runner / solo, whatever you want to say, if he is. We are never worried about trauma team.
This is M54 News broadcasting with a breaking story for you.
Should be.
A conference of the European Space Council screeched to a grisly halt
There's a lot of
following a
buildings that
failure
should
in
have
the
been
neural
accessible, and I think
stabilization system.
some of them might be
5 European Space
animated,
Council members are dead, while 3
specifically the
remain in critical
biotechnical
condition.
complex. 'Cause there's such
Authorities are still
a
looking into
huge
what might have
biotechnical
caused this
compound on
shocking
the edge of the
incident.
map.
The council members were all
And they're
wearing
huge players,
Biotechnica-provided
so I don't see why,
devices. The corporation's
would have made
representatives
it
have,
for them.
as yet, refused
There's
to
that
comment.
clip in the teaser.
Our reporter is
you
on
being
the
in
scene. We'll have updates on
greenhouse
developments as they come to light.
I'm not sure if that
Stay
would
with
be
Anna
biotechnical.
for
That could just
news.
literally
Yes.
be anywhere.
We weren't scheduled to connect until the end of
I'd
the week.
want access to
Quantified
biotechnical.
Satori received notification of a somewhat troubling biometric reading. I felt I should call. Is everything in order?
Things are dandy. Everything is.
Even with the
Just think back to our
tabletops,
last session. The neuromotor relaxation
you
exercises
have to think
3
about trauma
times a
team.
day.
If you
They'll
kill someone in the
soothe and
tabletops
lift your spirit.
and they have
My
trauma team
goodness.
coverage, your GM
Sure,
is
okay.
dropping trauma
See
team
you
on your
later.
ass so fast. Here. I'll just turn down the audio a bit and let me know if this sounds better when I'm talking and the game dialogues go over me. Trying to make this. It's always annoying balancing out live stream like audio. Because then you also like if I want to listen to my own audio in comparison to my dialogue compared to the game's sound, then the live stream
Find a
starts
spot close
echoing
to
and
the
stuff,
bar,
and
as
I
close as you
I
can.
want to do that
Fuck
to you guys. So I'm hoping this
Initiating
sounds
landing
better.
Sequence based on new parameters.
It's kind of disappointing that
We have arrived at your
Sweet.
destination.
I'm glad it
What's your
sounded better.
problem,
I hope
Psycho
it stays
Sue?
that way.
This look like a landing pad to you?
On my
Could
way.
have fucking crushed us.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
Okay, no, hey, we ain't looking for no beef with you.
Yeah. I did not remember that clip. I'll say that much. Something popped up.
Oh, hey, why is this happening?
Dude, V is a baller.
Seems trouble wants in.
Keep an eye on the AV for me, will ya?
I don't get paid to do that.
I wasn't asking. And not a scratch on it when I get back.
Welcome to Lizzie's.
Yeah, me either. Always happens in this game, like a little option will pop up while I'm walking past. I'm trying to hunt it. I feel I was totally gonna talk about something and it just escaped my mind. Oh. So the beginning of the game, obviously, it's very interactive, right? Like they're definitely gonna open up the combat zone,
Not to mention,
which is
solo.
a huge addition. There's
The piece I'm missing.
they're adding
Know what you
vehicle
need from me?
combat, and it's
My
because
trigger
we're gonna
finger
be
to zero
driving
this
around
lady.
getting randomly attacked by gangs and stuff for sure.
Thought I could always count on you, Jack.
Well, you know me. I'm not all sunshine and rainbows, but this job ain't my style. Actually, I didn't think it was yours either.
You know how Arasaka operates. Or, okay, maybe you don't. This isn't a professional request I can refuse.
But I can.
A lot of the endings,
And I am.
or not endings,
And you should too.
life
Now,
path,
what do you say we liquor up and
they
talk
just like
life?
skip over a huge
Gracias,
chunk of
mamita.
you and Jackie's
Double tequila with
interactions.
grenadine and lime.
What's so good about
Nothing better for
the
drowning
Corpo
nerves.
life path is you are legitimately
To this.
getting a
Was that a
Jackie V
toast?
relationship.
What the hell does that
You
even
can
mean?
tell they've been friends for a long
Raise a
time.
glass to your mama, your hermana, to the mamacita you'll meet at the bar. But this doesn't say a damn thing.
So I made a video
Do this.
once.
This job
There's
and
a
all the
city
rest of that
behind the
corpo
wall.
bullshit. You know what it is?
You mean like the
Un pacto con el diablo.
like the combat zone is a city
Been
already
saying it
like
all
technically
along.
rendered in the game?
Soldiers,
Or
soldiers,
are you talking about
fuckers.
another city?
Today, they got you to zero somebody.
It's like Dogtown.
Tomorrow, they'll get somebody else to zero
I don't
you.
even actually I don't even know what part of the map. I know where the stadium is, but I can't think of where the combat zone is. It's in Pacifico, correct? So
Rules, Jack.
they must just
Remember
be
you top.
adding an
Gotta
opening
have some
somewhere in
skin in the
Pacifico to
game.
get
Yeah,
through.
but
Or
you're
is it
not
the
on
stadium
top.
that is the
Saburo
opening,
Arasaka
the
is.
entrance?
And you're the pendejo who keeps him there. Work for yourself, live for yourself. That's the only way.
Maybe someday. But for now, I'm still well within their reach.
You'll
Got
always
some
be
big
within
boys
reach.
coming over here,
Always.
and that asshole that I
Hey.
rejected.
You lost? Got a problem?
V, is that right?
You're from Arasaka HQ. Is there a problem? Are you here about Frankfurt?
We're here for you.
What about Frankfurt?
Jenkins assigned you a task today. You'll share all the details with us.
Name and department again? Didn't quite catch it the first time around. Fuck.
How you feeling? Pretty sharp dive, huh?
Your
Yeah, more
access to
money.
company networks is hereby revoked. In 2 minutes, any company cybernetics in your possession will cease functioning. Give us the data you received from Jenkins. This will conclude termination procedures.
I have a feeling that while the combat zone, it might not be massive.
Information's on the shard.
Smart choice.
They are gonna open other parts of Night City around the map, or at least building areas. In the teaser, we see
With the formalities,
Silverhand
yes.
and
But I
V
think
taking
Abernathy
this
would gladly
huge,
have V for ridding her of a piece of rotten.
I don't know what you would call it, kind of like an
Stand up.
elevator
You're coming with us.
downward,
Come
with all
on,
this piping and stuff.
I think you fellas
So there
might
mu-
have forgotten just how
There might be
far
like
home
some
you are.
huge underground area,
Not sure this body
unless
was your
that's just the
style,
entrance to
let alone a healthy
Dogtown, and it
option.
just looks kind of off-putting in a up close position.
Well, you start shooting, maybe we join in, huh? Before you know it, somebody might die today.
Jackie's huge.
We have what we came for. It'll do for now.
Yeah, they're scared.
Ooh, dodged one there. Hijo de la chingada.
They did recently say that Phantom Liberty is the highest budget DLC we've ever
You
had,
alright?
so it should be pretty packed.
Like shit.
We could be getting into underground vampire caves. You're
My
right.
throat's like sandpaper. Not sure I can breathe.
It's like when my little primito was ditching drugs. Nasty
I've always
chills,
wondered if they
trembling
actually
hands,
originally had that plan from the game,
sweat
but
and
they
dry
added
heaving.
those
Yeah.
references or dialogue because of the
Sounds
leaks,
about right.
quote unquote leaks.
Hey,
Most of the leaks end up
Hey.
being true, so I assume they did
should I get you to a
have it
river?
planned.
Or
Cyberpunk's
I
always
guess
kind of had
maybe
weird
trauma
stuff like
team's on
that.
its way.
Give me a minute. Get my shit together. That'd be that, Jack.
Like
Just lost control of my life.
Cyberpunk V3 had
Completely.
cybernetic mermaids.
I'd say you got
God.
it back. You couldn't say no to them, so they said it to you.
Oh,
This
no.
is a turn for
I
the
think
better.
Mike Pondsmith
You'll see.
and Artisorian
Besides,
Games were like tripping on
lost
something when
everything.
they made V3. Because when I think of a cyberpunk genre and a cyberpunk aesthetic, I'm not thinking cybernetic mermaids. That was something weird.
You there?
That was wild.
All okay?
About to say I still have a friend. That's sweet.
No, dumbass. You still got that wad for the hit job, don't you? Probably some fat-ass chunk of chang, just right for a new star.
They're definitely going to open up
That's right,
parts of the
chica.
city to experience
Buckle
before
up.
Dogtown.
Hey,
Because I feel like they're going to
hearing
have
all right?
probably a short quest line
what?
introducing us to the
V.
Phantom Liberty DLC
Hey, hermana.
before we ever even touch Dogtown, before
Your
we
new
even
life
see that plane crash.
starts now.
so far we've only really seen bits after the plane crash. I have a feeling there's going to be a quest line before that sets it all up. And that might open some areas for us as well, or at least a building or something.
Ooh, I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her. Every new day here means 100 new arrivals, but only half these gonks will survive a year, and that's if it's a good one. And why do these peeps come down watching? Well, to be street samurai.
Do you plan on doing a new playthrough before the Win Phantom Liberty comes out, or are you just going to do it?
Or so they say, but you can only be a major league player for so long.
So I might use this character for my
faster you burn out if you don't get a bullet to the brain.
So I might be live streaming all of this character's progression up to Phantom Liberty, so that way I have it all documented leading up to Phantom Liberty. I'm kind of interested how other people are viewing the upcoming DLC. Like, why are we cutting through all of this? We do it in every introduction.
What matters here
it's really
is
unfortunate.
the walk you walk.
They could have added a few quests for the month.
City, the city of dreams.
Waiting on the DLC.
Chick we're looking for is somewhere in this building.
That's not a bad idea, because
probably crawling with the pendejos that kidnapped her. Eyes and ears open.
you have the
right?
save like somewhere in the middle of a game or something.
Got you a little something.
So wouldn't it be a bad idea to start when the Phantom Liberty DLC releases, because then
down for some target
playing a
practice
part of the
in
game
VR?
up to where Phantom Liberty is introduced.
Not now, Jack.
That's a
No
good
time.
idea.
Maybe
that,
later.
That seems a lot more immersive in a way, so you're not going through the entire game and then going and backtracking to Phantom Liberty. You're getting more of a experience.
Will Kako give you any tips and tricks for the job?
I'm not your mother. Just do what I pay you for. It's easy work. Yeah.
I'm running the hardest difficulty right now.
Gonna be
I'm
long?
aiming for net running build. I haven't done one in a long time. I usually just roll with Sandy or something.
Elevator.
Some type of fighting build. But I kind of want to try out net running again. Great shoes. Huge hidden secret. Gotta make a video on that. Okay.
Target's Sandra Dorset. Target's biomon went mute a couple hours back. Suspected abduction.
Yeah, I remember when the game first came out.
Not sure you're in time.
I wanted to go net running, but I ended up giving up halfway through because, like,
you're on phones, but
not worth
that'll
it.
make you any less
I didn't
part of the
really
squad.
understand the full mechanics of a game and all the cyberware you could get. It does get insane, especially when you get this legendary cyber decks.
Bug. Could at least try to be nice.
You want nice, supportive? Call a damn helpline. Looking for 1237. Target should be inside, but I got 0 eyes on her biomon. Fingers crossed it's not too late.
Is that you?
Ugh, I hate this life or death shit. Hurry. Try hacking the door. Think you can trip it on your own?
Boom. Best netrunner build in the game right there. Oh, I have a pistol. So, maybe... Just... I've never been good at stealth, I'll say this much. So, entering into this section...
Are we fucking late?
Do not judge me.
Is that our target, V?
Sandra Dorset's protected under Echelon 2 corpo immunity. Our girl's top shelf. This one's packing black market data
Attempted a
tech
Deus
repros.
Ex
Typical
stealth
back alley
playthrough a
fix-up.
long time ago.
Not our lucky
Did not
gal.
go well. There's a lot of
Let's keep looking.
save reloading.
Mira, eyes up. Pendejos ahead.
There's no achievement in this game to do a complete stealth playthrough, so I'm not too worried about it. Where's my button? I won't kill him, whatever. I'll have to open that video up in a second. Take a look at it. So I didn't know if they would already have unfinished assets. Quite a few assume is unfinished assets beyond the wall.
On your toes. More bodies incoming. They're almost on you.
These reapers. Oh yeah, V, they're coming. Wait for your chance. Pick the prick off. Cabrones. Thick as locusts. Let's wait and plan a spree. Take one down. Just real quiet. Hey, grab the one closest. Let's take him. Suerte.
A lot of the stealth kills in this game are really cool.
All down. Limp meat. But probably
And it seems like they're adding a ton of melee additions to the game, so we might get different stealth kills as well. Which might be kind of cool. Okay. It's going well so far. After our loot bodies. This mask, honestly, that's one of the coolest masks. It's a really close leg. It's all digitized, like almost spray painting looking effect. Do not try that. Do not try that. Never mind. I'll go ahead and continue on with my life. But see what I mean? The early game is so connected. You're not hopping around from gig to gig. Which I wouldn't want this game to be completely connected like a regular single player game. But it feels much more immersive being able to like dodge around like this. Can I not stop this man? Oh, that's huge. Okay, I didn't mean to kill him. My bad.
Looks like you got it. You're clear to go.
Well,
Shit, where the hell's our target?
I got a little
Look around.
overzealous
Gotta be
with
there
that.
somewhere.
I'm just spamming F. I'm taking that with me.
Oh, mommy. Flat out doubted we could be that sneaky. And it's not my favorite way to roll, but Nova anyway.
The game is extremely immersive, and the environment is so insane. I can't believe a studio managed to actually put everything together in this game. Like, imagine, I mean, you can say the same thing for real world cities, but imagine planning out Night City. Just planning it alone, not even just creating it and creating all the details. Planning it out, God, I could never, I don't even know where, like, I would begin with such a thing. It's an insane task.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right?
Christ.
Insane kill.
Think I got her. Got our target.
We make it? She alive?
About to
And
find
watch,
out.
this is where Trauma Team comes in
jack
for
into
the
her
first
biomon.
time.
Need to know what we're dealing with.
And it's a great scene when Trauma Team drops
Jacking
in.
in.
And it should have happened more. This is one of those details, just like Max Tac. I know they're doing a huge Max Tac update.
Sandra
But
Dorset,
Trauma Team is just one of those things that they would have just added them in, coming in
Trauma
whenever
Team
someone
Platinum.
like the Trauma Team coverage dies.
Trauma
That
should
would
have
have made
swooped
it
in if she sneezed.
10 times more immersive
Guessing they
throughout
jammed the
the game.
transmitter, Sig. Looking at a hacked biomon, firmware reconfig, or a
And so I'm glad
neurovirus.
we're updating Max Tac, because that does add an extreme level of immersion. I almost wish we would have updated Trauma Team as well.
Scott Muncher's hack, huh? Got an idea.
Thanks,
Check her
Brad.
neuroport.
I appreciate that.
Find a shard. Yeah, pull
Try
it.
my best on my
That'll be what's
content,
in the
and
biomon.
oftentimes I'm staying up pretty late to
Found the
finish
shard.
it because I
Removing
can't
now.
find time throughout the
Check
day
the
always.
biomon. Anything change?
So I'm always very happy when I get kind people like you hopping in
An
and saying those
emergency
types of things.
evacuation unit has been dispatched and is due to arrive at your location in 180 seconds.
Biomon claims trauma will be here in 3 minutes.
Your premium plan will cover 90% of the projected costs of your rescue and treatment.
Yeah, the Trauma Team pickups are
Let's
very
get her off that
static.
ice.
There are some that fly in maybe when you come around the area. But, like, you can scan people and see their Trauma Team coverage. What's the point of seeing that if you're not gonna... If Trauma Team never comes to recover
Need to
their
know what's
body?
going on.
Jackie, air hypo! Fuck, this is bad!
Thank you, man.
Catch,
I
Chica!
appreciate that. I really do. I know there's, I don't see, like, an insane amount of Cyberpunk creators that are,
shit,
like,
it worked.
specific to Cyberpunk.
Buena, chica. Get her outside.
I know there's quite a few other ones that are larger than me, but... So it does mean a lot that you would say that.
Scav rats abandoning ship. Must have seen Trauma. Decided to cut their losses.
I do really appreciate you hopping in on the live stream.
Buena.
So look at this. This is so cool. Imagine every time someone drops with Trauma Team coverage and they actually have it, that this happens.
Place the patient on the ground. Five steps back. Now.
Trauma Team are such an asshole. I always think about that
TT-133 to
scene
control.
in
Patient NC570442 secured.
where they
Stimulus
recover
rate
the
administered.
Trauma Team
70
victim,
milligrams dopamine.
and they're just like, leave the
110
cyber cycle
norepinephrine.
to the police.
800 for Benogen.
Yeah, that's true.
Get out of here.
I would imagine too
Elevator gets us to the garage direct.
that maybe
Good work.
11 got burnt
Shit show's
out.
over. Cutting my wires now.
I feel like
See
there's
you in the near
always a way
future.
around it, you know? Cyberpunk is
Listen, Chica,
such a
I got
massive
this thing.
series. I feel
Mind if I borrow your wheels?
a lot of the Cyberpunk creators I previously
Got a date with Misty,
looked
but
at or watched,
can't take the metro.
they never really covered
How's it
the
gonna
lore.
look for me?
At least not
Won't leave you
outside of
hanging, Jack. But
the
don't get
surface
used to
level
it.
game, which isn't a jab at them.
Saving my ass, V.
You know, the 2077 was
How
a
about I drive
popular
you
part
home,
of Cyberpunk for
She's all
a
yours.
good chunk of time. It's
Unbeat
what
as it
brought a
is.
lot of attention to the series.
Oh, almost forgot.
So
Should
a
get
lot of
Wakako
creators
on the
would
hotline.
make
Tell her the
content
job's done.
specifically about the game or its functions, you know, unlimited money glitches, or don't make this decision, make that decision. But I almost feel like there's so much more to cover, and it's like untapped.
Gonna be long?
Okay, my bad. I was trying to find the call button, Jackie.
V, how did it go? Our client is alive and well.
Of course she's alive and well. It's what we agreed, isn't it?
Splendid. Your payment awaits you. Ready to come and grab
Like when I'm
whenever you
at the
like,
gym or
right
something,
away.
I'm on a treadmill just jogging.
Guess home is the only
I always want to
place you wish
find
to be now.
like some type of cyberpunk
NCPD
lore or
has
theories to
surrounded
listen to.
Watson. They
It is extremely difficult.
If you're to make it past the cordon, you must move fast.
Thanks for the heads up. Swing by to see you later.
Like,
Word's out the NCPD is gonna put Watson
I know there's
on
that
lockdown.
huge iceberg.
I'm gonna sleep in my own
video
bed
on
tonight. We better
Cyberpunk.
put it in fifth.
It's a very, that's one that pops
Leave
up
it
at
to
the
me,
top of
Chica.
a YouTube
I'm
list every
driving.
time. I'll scroll for a long time until I find something that, you know, is legitimate cyberpunk lore or theory that I want to listen to. I haven't found a lot of ones. I found a few creators that will make some pretty interesting videos. They're never really on the lore from what I've seen. They'll cover like mysteries in Cyberpunk, so that's pretty cool. I saw one person who does like videos on the untouched areas of the Cyberpunk map. Those were pretty cool videos. I don't remember his name, but
City like any
they're
other.
interesting. There's
bigger.
something unique. They're kind of like a niche.
Not just any
So
other city.
it's interesting seeing someone touching upon those areas because there are huge chunks of the Cyberpunk
Adam
map
Smasher.
that have nothing in
Legends
them.
are born here.
And it's oddly kind of creepy. AT Steel. You have a romance Misty. Can you romance
Let's grab
Misty?
a tight bite. What do you say?
Jackie, they're locking down Watson, remember?
Oh,
shit.
I don't think you can.
Right. Is it just me or?
Which is another topic. They should have had a lot more romances in this game. Because like, most other games have a lot more romances. Oh god.
Fucking run, Jackie!
Watch my horrible aim.
Come on,
here.
bitch!
Hit! Keep her steady!
Oh Jesus. Oh my god.
Hold tight, V!
That was a little close. Can I heal?
Holy fuck!
Mierda,
I guess
perdón!
I'll get any passive heals. Oh gosh. No.
Got you, asshole!
Okay.
V,
Oh, God.
aim for the driver! Chingado!
Look at that perfect aim. So great. You can tell I'm an aim trainer every day.
Scratched your baby up pretty bad. Sorry, V.
It's okay. It can wait.
So,
Let's
wait,
just
so
focus on getting home.
female V can only romance Judy? Really? Or are you just saying that's the only girl? No, that's obviously not the only girl. There's Pan Am. I don't know what I'm tweaking on. Judy and Rivers. So, Pan Am is out of the picture as a female V. Mad Queen Show. I'm pausing this for a second because I do actually want to look this up. My bad, guys. Mad Queen Show. Let's see. Mad Queen Show. Okay. Yeah. Just from what's popping up, it looks like she has some interesting topics, actually. It sucks that her videos don't get more views. I actually sub to her right now. She has a good amount of subs, but yeah, her videos should be getting more views, in my opinion. They're getting more than mine, a good chunk of them. Let's be real here. But it looks like she's making some good topics, so. Yeah, there are a lot of content creators with
necessary
like a
security
thicker
measures.
accent.
Officer,
I
ma'am!
mean, the thing
Damn,
with
are
those
we ever
accents is,
lucky
yeah,
we
the
ran
more you
into
listen
you.
to it,
Really?
the easier it is to
What's
understand,
it that makes me
to
so
pick up.
special?
A lot of
Heart
people
of
hear
gold?
an accent and just drop it
Because
immediately,
only
which is
somebody with a
real
heart
shame,
of gold can
to be
understand
honest.
just how much I need to get back to my girl.
Your girl?
Uh-huh. I'm gonna be worried sick if I don't show. I mean,
This is why we
trying to be a
we can
stand-up
have
guy.
nice
You're
things.
giving me a chance.
We can't have
Wait.
nice things, okay? I was
That's
like,
a shame.
that's a weird twist on that.
Look at him. No model citizen, maybe, but he's a good kid.
I'm glad that they plan to add the combat zone.
Let them through.
Because it's always been such a big part of Cyberpunk's history.
Okay,
Or, not
on your way.
Cyberpunk's history, but Night City's
have a
history.
good evening now,
There's always some
officer,
combat
ma'am.
zone. And before it was in Japantown and all. Like, it was more centralized to the city. So, but it is nice that it's kind of more out of the way of the main city center. But we can still get a
So
combat
you
zone.
can be nice when you feel like
When am I not nice?
it. Always.
I'm always never not nice.
There's gonna be, as the name says, there's gonna be a lot of combat in the combat zone, which is exciting because we just know we're gonna be getting these car chases, we're gonna be randomly getting attacked, which is something we don't really see in this game really as much. Look at these guys.
Doesn't look like your average bust.
These ain't your average badges. That's Max Tac.
Why is Max Tag here fucking these guys up?
Predators. MTAC rolls in when things fly out of hand.
Those guys didn't look chromed up or anything.
Just a midday snack for them.
I feel like the police should have handled that. But it is a cool display of Max Tag.
Bastards.
Which yet again is a shame
They had
that
it
they
coming.
weren't in the game more. I'm glad they're adding them with Fan Liberty. I know you, when you get a certain wanted level, they like kind of appear, they kind of teleport in. Which is so weird that they did that. But I'm glad they're adding an actual drop in on the AV, cool cinematic introduction.
Made it. Almost at your place.
What about you? Not likely to make it back to
Fenced
Halo.
off area.
Chill, V.
I don't even think I've been next to that area
Sure
of the map.
about that?
Oh yeah. I'll play nice Jackie again.
I need to go check it out once I've unlocked the full map. Hey Nightly, how are you doing? I'm pretty excited for Phantom Liberty as well. I want to do this so I can lead up to it, have something to consistently do with the viewers, and other people just want to talk about lore.
Sweet dreams then.
Tell
Yeah,
Misty I said hi.
It should be
I
the
will.
next update. They might wait until Phantom Liberty, but I'm pretty sure they said the next update's gonna have the new police system overhaul. So as far as we know, it will, which includes Max Tac.
A routine inspection has shown many have been corrupted with malware. Police experts have confirmed the identified virus can lead to
Bug?
Forgot earlier. A runner I know has something you could probably use. Zip in your deets.
Yeah, so that makes sense. We'll do this final update so we have everything rolled out for Phantom Liberty, so they can polish Phantom Liberty without having to constantly update it in relation to whatever they're also updating in this game, or this version of the game. To lose cops, I'm pretty sure at any stars, you just have to go hide. It's a really annoying system because of how the cops currently work in the game. Yeah, I remember I accidentally got Trauma Team on me in Pacifica, and they're annoying because they sandy around everywhere and chase you, and they basically like hunt you down. But yeah, it takes like a couple minutes of hiding, but you can do it. It's annoying though, I'll say that much. Yeah, I'm just gonna... My V's been walking around naked, are you serious? God, that is not the look. Get that off of me. Fresh sneakers. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not doing those often shoes. Dripped out. That is not what I just did. I need to flip that out, actually. Forgive me. You don't have to hide? Okay. Well, I guess I was hiding under bridges for no reason. Take that. I was thinking about downloading mods for this live stream, but I didn't want to spend too much time setting it all up. So most likely for my next live stream, I'm gonna have some mods installed for this gameplay. At least some like functional mods. I definitely want to do a flying car. That'd be a nice feature to have. I might not do anything too crazy, but yeah. Do I download it on the launcher on Steam? Or do I have to go to a website?
Whoa, V. You get your beauty sleep? No matter. Time you got up.
I think I might have caught something when I jacked into that Corpo's biomon. Don't know, a neurovirus or... I need to see Vic. Let him tell me what's got my head reeling and my stomach churning.
Okay, let me take you. I brought you a ride. Yeah, throw on some threads, meet me downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds easy. Easy enough. I've never actually taken the time to look through Nexus that much. I've looked at a few of the... Let me pop this up. I've looked at a few of the mods, like the Cyber Psychosis mod and all. Let's see. Sorry, I'm AFK in game because I'm just checking out some of the mods. I just want to look at what's... Immersive Rippers. That's amazing, actually. And Fingers can be paid as an apology. Fuck Fingers. I would pay him as an apology to get his stuff, and then I immediately kill him. So, alt actual gloves. Oh, we got some samurai on the radio right now. Perfect. Great background music while I'm looking through this quickly. So we got the most popular all time. So they got the console. Red Script. I've heard Red Script's a great one. Better vehicle handling, I probably want that. Arasaka Cyber Arms. That's cool. Well, I don't think I'm going to download them right now. But... Hey, thanks, Sultan. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you again either in the comments or another live stream. Take it easy.
Hey, V. Regina Jones here. If you're looking for work in Watson, give me a call.
How did you find me? How'd you even know my name?
I know where to gather
So
my
yeah,
intel.
so for some mods you need
they
kind of like support mods in a way, I guess. That makes sense.
Hey, yo, V. How about a round or two? What do you say? How you like my new punching bag?
When I first played through this, I had the Sandy for this entire quest line. I didn't know you could activate it for any of the fights.
So how about it?
I just put myself through a lot of pain during this quest line.
Light on your feet. Keep that head moving.
Oh. You can tell I have really good reaction time right here. Okay. Oh. Just blocks anyways. Get out of here. Do a little 360 rotate on them. Can't defend themselves.
You got one hell of a punch there, kid.
I know, right?
Ever thought of monetizing it? I can arrange a fight or two. What do you say?
Is kind of weird that they have flying vehicles just going around in the game and you can never get one. But it almost makes sense because a lot of those things would.
You mentioned something about fighting?
The game would have to be designed around it.
I've seen you land
just like how
blows in the ring.
In the early gameplay they had
instinct, good edge.
You could take the mantis claws and climb up buildings with them.
If you get chipped.
That would have been a cool feature, but
Let's just say they
would
aren't
also
legal.
Hurt a lot of the gameplay having them because you could just skip huge portions. The same can be said for double jump.
Both of us. I get a small percentage of the total.
So it would make it
winnings,
easier to skip portions of a game with cyber arms flying.
Oh, I get it. Want to get rich off my blood, sweat, and tears.
Hey, you gotta make a buck somehow, right? At least I'm giving it to you.
Hey, Preston.
Fights happen in different parts of the city.
Hope you're doing well today.
Go. Put down your eddies and start swinging. And when you take home the pot, manage to drop every last one of them, you get a chance to fight in the grand finale. That all clear?
They should have made something to fly around with. And
oh, except you won't be setting foot outside or
they should have added at least a mission where you could fly an AV.
You can start in Kabuki.
Like
I believe in
how they did with the tank.
Time to show this city what you're made of.
It would have been preferable.
What have you got for sale?
Only top shelf gear.
Delnia. I hope I'm saying that right. I love those. That's what I think. I know. I love him so much because he is based on a tabletop player's character, which is really cool that they would pay attention to a huge part of a community like that and add such a fan favorite character. Because I remember there's these I don't remember exactly, it was like Brazilian live streams, this group that would play, and Ozab was one of the player's characters, so I thought it was really cool that we did that. I don't need this stuff. Should I? Legendary katana. Well, I don't have the money actually, so I'm even looking at that. Yeah, I can't believe they don't have the metro. I mean, it could have been an easy, like, immersive fast travel system. And they had it all set up. All we'd have to do is add this animation, pretty much. So I find it weird we didn't add the metro. Is there a mod for that, maybe? Yeah, I wouldn't expect an email back either. They probably got that so highly secretive. I doubt many of the employees like know the full story even.
So, are we gonna talk about yesterday?
Woman of the hour. Jeez, it took you long enough. Worked up an appetite just waiting.
Well, look at this.
Sit down, let me finish
Upgrade
this.
food.
Then we can drop in on Senor Vector.
It would be cool if they
Mentioned something
replied.
about a surprise.
I know Mike
yesterday.
Pondsmith.
Am I
If
remembering
you
right,
if
or
you go on Reddit
just had brain fart?
and you go to the Cyberpunk Reddit,
Probably both.
he has an official account that. I mean, he might reply to you if you say something.
I think I
He
might
probably
have
won't give you the information, but there's a good
J.O.B..
chance he might reply.
Go on.
I mean, maybe it's not as big as that, but just that he's fronted by a little-known someone
Yeah,
named
the-
Dexter Deshawn. Only the top
The
fixer in
satellites-
Night fucking City. Fat-ass black Jesus of the afterlife. 300 pounds
A
of
chunk of them
partly
at least, right, are
gold-plated
related
coupe.
to the Pirellas quest line, right? I know at least a portion of them are. I don't know if all of them are, but
So what's the gig? We meant to come out in one piece?
Well, our savior wants to tell you everything himself. Face to face. No pressure, but whole deal's riding on you now, chica.
Cyberpunk's building up so much. I mean, we literally have
Alright,
conspiracy
let's
theories
hear what old
on
Dex has to
the
say.
government's being
Set
ran
it up.
by lizards or alien lizards.
Dex is a real deal when it comes to
I
fix.
almost like going to doubt
Don't
that.
get me wrong. Don't got nothing against the Padre or Wakako, but Dex is in a league of his own. You know what I'm saying?
No, really, no.
It's always the same
I
story.
think Orion,
You land on fresh turf.
since this
local
game and the
fixer
source
waves his
books have been
dick
building up
around,
so
but
much,
he's
I
smiling.
think Orion's gonna have
Saying
huge
you'll be up
things.
to
They're
your
gonna
neck in gigs
have the
and
government
eggs.
conspiracy, full
Still,
blast, they're gonna have Fifth
all you
Corporate
are is
War,
another name in their little
and
black
there's a
book.
possibility of them doing the whole AI invasion. If anything, with how this game went, with the focus on
Sure,
the alts,
you crack jokes over
the AI
drinks,
alt,
but in the end,
Silverhand and Ingrams, Hikoshi, the net, likely the focus will be on the AI invasion.
Bueno. Brought your wheels. Gave them to my guy yesterday to smooth over the dents after our dust up with the scabs.
Thanks, Jack. Much appreciated.
Which I'm excited for. The AI invasion is going to be the biggest thing in Cyberpunk. Yeah, I feel like it's almost a waste.
Some top-notch work Miguel did.
Okay, that was
Rides like it looks. Factory new.
Almost a waste that
We'll see
they have a
about
net
that.
running build in this game. They
rolling or
have
what?
nothing to do with the
Let's feel this factory new
like
ride.
more net interaction as a net runner. Like, I think it would have been cool also, instead of just pumping up a little puzzle for us to do in front of us, we would have had more interaction with the net itself, or anything to make net running more
First stop.
immersive.
Ripper Duck.
Like how cool I'm
Easy on the gas,
net running,
eh?
I love popping
just
up a
ate.
puzzle every time.
I was supposed to stop by Vic's anyhow. I got a date. And Miss D.
You don't say.
She's so sweet. Really gets me, you know. Yeah, this is it. Come on, V.
There's gonna be
Find
some
me
huge
one to
stuff
fix Duck
happening
Dust
with the
in
net.
circuits. We'll hash out what Dex has cooked up for us.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of form of Rach Barmos. I feel like it makes sense he's alive. Him, Spider, and Alt. I mean, Spider's gone off the map besides our hint at Recluse. She has Soul Killer. She's one of the top net runners.
Dr. Vector will
There's no
see you
doubt to me
now.
that
I'll
she's
sit tight over here.
doing some crazy
Me and
net
Misty
stuff.
got a little catching up to do.
You look pleased.
Cause I am. Always. Makes for easier living. But we got a new job lined up from a big hitter at the afterlife.
Oh, is it gonna be dangerous?
Don't you worry, mi amor. We're bulletproof.
And they say I've got.
Cybertech battle. Yeah, when we get NetRan, how it just like pops up on our screen. They could have done so much more when we're Netrunner to Netrunner. Sorry, I'm reading a comment right now, so I'm a little silent at the moment. I'm not gonna worry about that.
My head in the clouds. Earth to be.
Yeah, Janky wishes he was bulletproof, and we all do as well.
Hello? Anybody there?
You mean hello, anybody there? Can't interact with you. Whatever.
And they say I've got my head in the clouds. Earth to be.
Stop saying Earth to be. I feel so belittled.
Vicky, spry as ever, you old ripper. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, V. It's been a while. What do I owe the pleasure today?
Last gig, had to jack into a client's neuro socket.
This man loves the boxing.
I think I might have gotten spiked.
Experiencing migraines, nausea, hypersensitivity to bright lights?
Oh, kit and caboodle.
All right,
Either way,
kid.
everyone watching,
We'll
I'm
sort
probably
you
going to
out
be
in a
live streaming
flash.
until 2.
Besides
So
that,
probably ending
how
it
are
there.
things?
Need some new kit, but tools, not toys, Vic.
I feel
Time I
like
bumped up my sights
I'm going to
and
start
took grip.
streaming every Sunday.
Really?
Like it's a good time.
Now?
Usually I have my Sundays
Finally?
open.
Vic, shit's getting real. Got a job from Dex Deshawn, hitting the major leagues. Need tech that can perform.
The Dexter Deshawn? Well, that is something. But let me guess. Hasn't paid you yet.
How am I supposed to have 21,000?
Quit crying, Vic. I'll bring
And
you
that
the
isn't
Eddies
happening.
later with interest. You know I will.
V is insane. He's a walking
Last time.
armory.
You hear?
Or walking net running army. Or even just a walking
Sheriff, please.
powerhouse.
Sit
Whatever you
down,
want to say.
Relax.
V's insane. Even if he has no cyberware.
Kuroshi Optics. Best I've got, and should be about right under the circumstances.
Isn't Morgan only mentioned like twice in the game? I know one time is by
Now
Jackie.
jack in. You peruse and choose while I scan. See what's going on inside.
Oh, he's mentioned in shards. Oh. What does he say when he's driving you home? About Blackhand?
Mark 1, like I
This is
said.
interesting.
Decent enough scanner. Displays data on your cornea. Cherry on the top's a built-in external lens disruptor. In layman's terms, any surveillance cam will capture your face as a blur. And just remember, your body will still show up as crystal clear.
Oh. So he's kind of like listen off.
This should do the trick. Talks to Kuroshi Tech, too.
Okay. Why is Jackie like the
I'm
only
ready.
person who mentions Blackhand?
Carve away.
I know a lot of
Excellent.
people
Let's do this.
want to say it's because Blackhand was a solo spec
that
ops
Major
for
League
military,
arm of
so he
yours
kept his
right
work
here.
private. But he's a Night City legend. So I mean, obviously people know.
Just like that.
It wasn't a secret
Thanks.
by any means.
Now, a bit of anesthetic and I can start cutting.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if he's not gonna appear in the game, teasing players constantly throughout the game with him being mentioned.
Play-by-play, though?
That'd be super lame.
Really, Doc?
Also, look at this. Look how interactive this is.
Always going on and on.
I mean, every Ripper Doc
Don't be mean
like this.
now.
You're sitting
Remember,
down
I'm
talking.
old.
You're seeing the work done in your hand.
Could slip. Lights out for a minute, all right?
Oh God. Our face is supposed to show up as a blur.
Let's test this. See the magic in action. Linking you in.
What do you mean?
You might feel a little discomfort at first.
And how are you doing?
Vision, low contrast,
I'm not sure what you mean by show up as a blur. I've never heard of anything like that.
Well, how's it look? Feel all right to you?
Oh, this is fantastic, Vic.
Oh, beautiful. Time for the scanner.
Well, I think when we hack cameras, since it's our view. Sorry, I totally, like, blanked. I'm so
It might
just
take
like
you
staring
a few
at chat.
seconds
I'm
to
just not paying
adjust.
attention to the
But
game.
First time's rarely the charm, with anything, really. Scanner should eventually sync with your thought processes and read your intentions.
I assume our faces are getting blurred throughout the game. And just we don't see it since we're
I
looking
also
at ourselves.
an NCPD file search. Run into any ne'er-do-wells? You know exactly what they ne'er did well.
Yes, Swiftoed Cyberpunk.
It ought to work like a
Best
charm.
game
Now
of,
draw your
of
weapon.
the year.
You should see your ammo
Of
count in a
2023,
brand new
true story.
sight.
Shit, Victor, not bad. I don't know what to say.
Say you'll take this and remember the dosage. 2 whiffs now, and another 2 in an hour.
Find a button to open it now.
You're the best, Vic. I owe you.
Yeah, I did
Go
a
on,
recent
kid.
playthrough
Show 'em what you're made
a
of.
couple months ago.
And once you hit the
I
big
do
leagues,
remember having to find a
forget
button.
where
I
you
didn't know it
came
wasn't
from.
like that before. I didn't remember. See Anderson Robinson message. There's a lot with Anderson that you have to look into to be actually aware of.
Who's winning?
Hernandez. You know, in the old
There's
days,
there's so much with
Cripple
that
Malone
relic
would have
program.
been flat on the boards. Now every last
Which,
fighter's got
yet
extra
again,
skull.
another
Absorb
video I'm gonna make
75% of every blow.
is based on the entirety of the relic project, but
Miss it, don't you?
wish I had a better setup so I could look at chat and play better, but Delnia, I would agree. Black Hand is definitely a boogeyman type figure now. No one wants to cross Black Hand. I can say that much. And I personally believe.
Looks a little out of whack, babe. I can release it for you, but you'd have to watch out for negative energy fields and avoid mean reds.
Avoid mean reds.
Yo, listen up. I
Avoid
talked to
Arasaka.
Dex while you were in with the doc. He's waiting in his
But,
ride for you. Ain't but a hop to where he's
Morgan
parked.
Blackhand, I
Next to
believe there's
Gramsci Burgers.
probably people who impersonate him
Do
too.
my best to talk us
They get the black cyber arm. They try to be all spec ops and try to act like they're Morgan Blackhand. Probably try to strike more fear into people or act all macho. I bet it's a common occurrence, to be honest.
La mamita got a soft spot for me.
But okay.
No, but seriously.
I keep saying this.
She ain't the type
I'm gonna make a video on this. I'm gonna make a full video on Morgan Blackhand.
Don't actually think she got any soft spots anywhere.
Recently, Mike Pondsmith actually officially stated that he's no longer rolling with Corpse. That means no Militech and no Noosa.
You've been with Misty a while, huh?
So that opens
about a year.
Brand new possibility for us to look
Just
at.
asking. Never thought you'd last that long in a stable, healthy relationship.
Hey, come on, chica. You know I was raised right.
How's your mom?
The cat.
Worried about me.
I forget his name.
Been for a while.
The cat is has to be symbolism because
started climbing our way
within
up.
the game.
Got more and more knives out
as
there.
As far as we're concerned, only we and Silverhand see him.
Higher stakes, higher risk.
So on top of that rooftop while we're scouting out with Takamura, he doesn't see the cat. So, and I'm pretty sure Bart Moss.
Listen, I've got this delicate matter. That's why I called you.
I'll show the
number
cat.
of cyber psycho attacks in the city is on the rise. Now that's probably not
show me
news to
the
you,
name.
but this issue matters to me for
I need
a few
the subtitles.
reasons. There are people who say cyberpsychosis can be treated.
I'm pretty sure Bart Moss owned a cat
exactly
very similar to this I would see in the
but
flashbacks.
I believe even an unproven therapy is still better than a bullet to the brain. If I get a tip about a possible attack, I'll give you a call. Maybe you can investigate before Max Tack hits the scene. But remember, you're not there to execute anybody. Try to incapacitate the attacker, and I'll send someone to pick him up. I hope that's all clear.
Does Takamura see the cat? Or do we just mention it to him and he says what the symbolism is?
Do you truly believe that those who have sold you Hey, what?
Huh. I didn't remember him seeing the cat. Fuck Dex. This dude's so annoying.
Yo, Miss V. A pleasure.
Dexter Deshawn in the flesh. Ample indeed.
Let's roll.
Okay.
Mind if I ask you something right off the bank?
That's rude then.
Would you
So
rather live in
Takamura,
peace as Miss
Johnny,
Nobody,
and
die
us
ripe,
were the
old,
only
and
people
smelling
that
slightly of
mentioned the cat.
urine, or go down for all
If
time
Takamura
in a
mentions it,
blaze of
obviously,
glory
then it
smelling near
must
like
be a
posies
physical
without
thing.
seeing your 30th? Miss V?
You're either somebody or you fizzle out into nothing. Night City don't let you choose.
Oh, but it does. See, in my line of work, I choose to be Mr. Chill. But folk who try to take advantage, well, they see the beast inside. Alright, listen close.
Hey,
Scanning
Rogue
a
Sushi, how
serious
you
job
doing?
now. Playing gargantuan compared to smashing up a scav home.
Yeah, pretty much all of pet life, dogs and cats, are extinct in Night City. I do remember him mentioning that.
Hello?
I didn't remember him seeing
Let
the
me
cat,
hear it.
so it's really
What's
weird.
the job?
I was always under
There's
the
this
impression that we were the only ones seeing it,
biochip,
especially because we
to be
saw it
precise. Job's to
jump
grab
off a skyscraper with Silverhand.
Guessing it belongs to a corp?
Mm-hmm. Arasaka. Surely that's no problem.
Yeah, I've never done a full playthrough of female V, so it's kind of refreshing hearing a different voice. No offense to
Corps
male
don't
V.
deserve special treatment.
Shit, you ain't playing around. Got a feeling this could be a start of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah,
built
I
on
actually have
heaps
a
of
cat
ready.
somewhere.
You work this out?
It's probably
Got a plan?
chilling on my bed.
Two things.
I showed a
First,
webcam
a
so I can show
conundrum
you
with the
guys.
Maelstrom boys. Needs active
He's not a
resolve.
hairless cat though. I'll say that
Second,
much.
the rendezvous. Simple.
He's a
Client who
he's a
brought
black
us the
little
job's
kitten.
anxious. She wants to parlay with one of the team.
He really likes randomly tearing at the carpet. Luckily, he doesn't do it too hard, so there's no damage to the carpet.
Miss V?
Which is something we don't really
What's her
see
thing?
often. Yeah, so.
Why does she need to meet?
Woman's name's Evelyn Parker. Vetting her wasn't easy. Put the word out I was looking for any kind of intel.
I agree.
Right,
a lot of people say they don't
Some
like
brothers
male
from
V's voice
Pacifica
acting,
got back to me.
but
Told
I
me to
never
stop
saw
looking.
something wrong
End of
with it.
convo.
I always thought he did a great job. There's a few lines,
Our little client
out of
insisted
all
on
the
meeting
lines in
someone
the
with
movie,
skin
a
in
few
the
lines
game.
are
You
like a
know,
bit off.
Who'll be there for it all.
But that's expected with any voice actors having to voice a
Yours
game
truly
this
will
big.
be remote. T-Bug ain't no people person, and Jaggy's only good at some things. I know you know what I mean. Pretty much leaves you.
What's the issue needs resolving with Maelstrom? Got a beef?
Slot in the shard. Got a classic tale for you. Psycho gang doing his thing 2 weeks back. Jumped a Militech convoy. Got away with the gear. Corp don't even know Maelstrom's involved. Now see, convoy was carrying the Flathead, a little combat bot, a prototype. And I need me that bit of high-grade military tech. Because if we don't get that bot, we don't get no soccer chip. And we sure as hell don't get no happily ever after. But don't get excited. It's a single-use toy. Now, I flat out purchased the damn
There's a
thing
lot of
from
things they
Maelstrom.
randomly cut in this
Problem
game.
is, I
which is
did
really
so from a
unfortunate
gent went by
because
the name of
I
Brick.
feel like a lot of the things they cut
I say
could have added a
when,
lot
'cause
more
Brick was leader.
immersion.
3 days after we'd
But
sealed our
wouldn't
deal,
have
his friend and
taken too
gangmate
much
one
time
Simon
to
Randall,
create.
aka Royce, plain dropped his ass. Royce is in charge now, and I got no way of knowing if he aims to honor his predecessor's word. To
I don't
add
know
to
if
this
it's ever
shitstorm,
explained
one
how
Meredith
T-Bug knows
Stout of
Dez.
Militech has developed an interest in said convoy.
I assume it is.
Corpo agent. What's she playing at?
I never really looked into
Hell if
T-Bug,
I
to be
know.
honest, because
Been
she gets
skidding
like
around town
flatlined so
asking after
fast.
the convoy as if her life depended on finding it. The one lead she's got zip-tied in her trunk.
Sounds like she was waiting on the transport. Got stood up.
Well-
Monochrome in the back's probably her chief suspect.
Mechs and
Got
drones
nothing
are such
from
a
him
huge
or on
part
him, so she's
of
keeping him just in case.
military
But she needs
progress.
to find the stolen gear before her bosses learn she fucked up.
Like they were
Well,
huge
Miss V,
players. Like you
that
open
is
that
some
Firestorm
impressive
Shockwave
deduction.
source book.
Naturally, use that intel
There's
as
so
you
many
please.
outlines for
Preferably
mechs.
web. Of course, to do so, you'll need that
So
frazzled
it's
cat's
weird
info.
we can't control
Sending it
one
now.
or see more in this.
Think I got everything. Time I got to work.
Well, that's just music to my ears. I'll set up the meet with Miss Parker at Lizzie's bar. Flathead, though's gonna be all you. One more thing, Miss V. Quiet life or blaze of glory? Later now.
Blaze of glory, baby. I've been looking for T-Bug. I just assumed she got fried. Personally. But I guess they do never really state it.
Jackster, talk to Dex.
Yeah, Gordito's a big deal. Literally and not, yeah.
Guy certainly knows how to protect his biz. Wants to put us on a few small kinks. Prep work, I guess. Before lining us up a big job.
That's
There's
true.
This combat bot military prototype.
I'm pretty sure some
Maelstrom
of the devs
cracked
have
it.
said
Then
there's just
Dex
huge
paid to
things
take
that
it off
people
their
are just
hands
missing in
just
this
before
game
the
too.
gang goons
that
had to
haven't really
switch
been
up in
found.
management.
Right, heard about that.
So
Boys
many
versus
games like
Brick.
that.
Hostile
And then
takeover.
Cyberpunk has this huge
That sums it
ARG.
up. Dex wants us
It's
talking
even
to
more
Royce.
complicated, but I don't think
Gave
they've
the
shown
deets of
everything
some
with the
Militech
ARG
agent
yet,
too,
so it's not
but
like we're really
don't know how
able
much
to
help
figure
she
it out.
stands to be. Then there's the other thing. Gotta meet the client who put the job on the table, Evelyn Parker.
You? Well, what's Dex gonna do? Ride around in his limo, chat chicks up on the hollow?
Oh,
Parker
no.
wants to
Her
meet someone
body's
on the
probably
crew.
just fucking
Dex gave me the nod.
dead in a tub somewhere.
So, how you want to play this? Maelstrom or Parker? What's first?
That's what I would think. I just assumed when I was playing that she was dead.
Parker. Think I ought to see her first. See what she's like, what she's after.
Órale. In that case, I'll hit the All Foods. Put my nose to the ground. Sniff around. Hasta luego.
Favorite school? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with names. But how are you doing? Is it a beautiful day in Russia? Is it snowy? Been rainy where I am. I can say that much. It's like always rainy here, so nothing new. Why is my car way over there? Oh, yeah. Is there fast travel? Can I fast travel over there? Yeah, honestly, Cyberpunk is one of those series where if you don't see evidence, it can happen. I wouldn't doubt that she's dead somewhere. Okay, is my car seriously driving in a circle? God. I don't feel like Jackie would have been saved. And that is mainly because oh, Rogue's cars have afterlife. It's kind of cool. There's a lot. They add a lot of details like that. It's really nice. But sorry. I always cut myself off, but I would assume Jackie wouldn't be saved, and this is mainly because V only got brought back because, from what I would think, is he got headshot. So it was more clean. Jackie was a bloody mess, so he would have died from blood loss, and I don't feel like the relic would have been able to save him. Because the relic can only save V because it was overriding his damaged portion of his brain. Immediately after he died. Donia has a good point. She could have been soul killed. We know that Arasaka is no stranger to letting soul killer roam around the net, or at least their own network.
We're closed right now.
26. Yeah, that's the thing with B. He was really a nobody for the chip. I did not know this quest starts this early. Or the little funny
Hey there, dollface.
fart moss bullshit.
Interest you in a preem BD?
Not my first time.
Don't remember you.
Because I didn't get in through the front.
Huh, get a load of this one. Right. Rules are simple. Someone catches your eye, you do not grab him. You find him in the catalog.
He just reconstructed his brain, and since his brain was damaged part,
no
that's what
recording, no copping feels when the guards ain't looking. In you go.
Yeah, but
have fun.
V would have been a nobody without a relic.
Welcome to Lizzie's.
He would have been just another edge runner or mercenary who got punked and killed.
What a sweet little face.
He's absolutely nobody. It's a relic in Silverhand who made him somebody. Because it gave him a second chance, and it literally had a legend living in his head, telling him what to do, helping his perception of the world.
Looking for Evelyn Parker. Know if she's here?
Who's asking?
A big tipper. Generous when I get the answers I'm looking for.
Appreciate
From
the
what
gesture.
I was reading,
But I'm afraid
Biotechnica.
I don't get paid to talk.
It's not exactly
Opposite.
like Soul Killer, but we have something
It's
that
all
kind
right,
of
Mateo.
mimics Soul Killer
Let's wait for this one.
that they're trying to use on their clones. So,
Evelyn Parker.
oh, poor Evelyn.
I knew it was you as soon as you walked in.
Scent's on. Only tequila I drink. How would you know?
This guy right here is Morgan
I like to
Blackman.
know everything about the
He's
people
Morgan
I work
Blackman as Mr. Blue Eyes
Either
as
that or it was just a
a
lucky
guy in a
guess.
strip club. No, I don't have enough points. Give me enough points, please. Oh, I have points. What do I need? Reflex. Let's go. This is how you play the game, guys.
Why are we meeting here? Any particular reason? Actually, it doesn't seem much like your thing, this place.
I'll take that as a compliment. Come on. Know a place we can talk where ears won't prick up to listen. We'll be in the lounge, Mateo. If anyone asks, we're not here.
I only make bad decisions in RPG games. Or RPGs. Sorry, it's a little unnecessary to say RPG games.
Maybe Electra's.
There's so much.
Dex
They
had a
had
load
so
to
much
say about
mystery in Phantom
Called you
Liberty.
professional, effective, and
It's really
trustworthy.
confusing.
I hope he wasn't
There's so much
overselling.
to figure out once it comes out.
You don't give a rat's dick what Dex thinks. We both know that.
I'm excited for when it comes out.
You have trouble accepting compliments?
No, just think flattery's beneath you. Am I wrong?
Maybe Dex is beneath you.
And you know I'm gonna be live streaming.
Have you known
Phantom
each other
Liberty
long?
until I'm finished with it, and then I'm pumping out all the videos. I'm not just gonna do gameplay videos and here's
I'm waiting.
how to do this in Phantom Liberty. I'm pumping out those lore videos. I'm hitting all of those. Whatever they reveal
You're writing
in
Dex's
Phantom
bio?
Liberty, I'm hitting everything.
Hate to disappoint, but
That's
I
what
just
I'm
don't
looking
know
for. I'm
much.
hitting every dialogue
In other
piece in my
words, you
live
hardly
stream.
know each other.
And I'm aiming for
Yet he
everything I
fingered
can.
you for this job. Curious.
Let's
They
cut to
recently
the
said
chase. What do you got for me?
they're at a very
Your
comfortable spot
target.
with their production for
I
Phantom
trust you
Liberty.
know what it is.
Relic.
They just don't want to say a
Secure your
release
soul
date and then
trinket.
end up having to
Key
disappoint
tech in the
people.
program, actually.
It's supposed to be
Tangling
this
with
year.
Arasaka.
And more than
Making this
likely,
heist
once
one
they feel
dangerous, risky motherfucker.
that there's no reason they would have to delay
Arasaka's
Phantom
poured
Liberty,
billions into personality
they'll
transfer
reveal the
technology.
release date. They probably
But
already
me,
have like a trailer
I
and
just
stuff
want
set
the
up
date
for
on this
it.
one. The chip
Just
is
waiting
tucked
to
away
figure out
inside
an official
Compeki
date.
Plaza, the hotel. You ever been?
Arasaka seems to have quite the touch with that hotel chain. But I gotta say, Konpeki and Tokyo's still leagues above the rest.
The two are identical to each other.
Japan's staff. The service can't be beat. Singapore, Paris, Washington. Ugh, all the rest act like charity case cousins by comparison.
Well,
Shut up, V.
It's hard to argue with
Man,
that.
corporate dialogue drives
So
me
where's this
insane
chip hiding,
sometimes.
exactly?
In a suite on the top floor. The room's occupied by Yorinobu Arasaka.
Yeah, I don't
Yorinobu
think CD
Arasaka.
Projekt Red wants to relive the
City.
launch. That's why they're
Guess
keeping
the
it
scream sheets
secret.
weren't lying this time.
It's on the lips of everyone in the city. Saburo Arasaka's only
They're probably
surviving
gonna save the
son,
release date,
heir
like, maybe
apparent to the Arasaka
a couple
Empire
months before
in
release.
town. Please.
Could it be? Emperor's prepared to cede his throne after 150 years? Doubt it.
Only a handful of people in Night City know what the Arasaka's
CD
real
Projekt Red
plans
always
are.
has the DLCs take place before the end of the game, which is an interesting choice. I'm not gonna say it's bad, mainly because they probably don't want to make people pissed off by choosing an ending to continue for the DLC.
Look, if you've got any spare aces
You probably
up
just
your
want to keep
sleeve,
all that for
now's the time to show
Orion.
'em.
Now this should make your tits perk up. Yorinobu recently swiped the chip from an Arasaka laboratory. He's made a deal with Netwatch, aims to sell it to them. Have you spotted my ace yet, or do I need to spell things out?
Fine. So no Arasaka security on the device because Yorinobu whisked it away in secret. Now where's he hiding it?
Well, likely in a specialized container. One that mimics an organic neural environment. On the outside, it looks like an ordinary briefcase.
And the case is?
The thing with that
You'll see for
flashback,
yourself soon enough.
with that,
Provided we're
I
done gossiping
assume
about
you're talking about the
Arasakas.
concert that happens directly before he hops in the AV to go attack the tower. I don't feel like that concert happened.
I'm waiting.
That's what I think.
Heard a bit about Yorinobu. Studied
Because there's
finance
nothing in
and
the source
biotech
books
in
that
Tokyo,
date a
probably to please his
samurai
father.
concert anywhere near that date.
Saburo
Or
was
even, I don't
grooming
even
him
think a
to be his
Silverhand
successor.
concert.
But then Yorinobu cut himself off from the Corp. Joined the Steel Dragons, nomads, from Tokyo. Heard they were planning an Arasaka coup or its downfall.
That flash of youthful rebellion ended like it usually does. Yorinobu returned to the fold, but the bitter taste remained. You know your stuff. But that's only one side of him. There's another. An intelligent man who has his own designs on the Corp.
Seems to be risking everything with this relic scam.
Yes, because he's fallen for the
Yeah,
biggest lie this
Samurai
town puts
broke up.
forward. That he can gain and retain control.
I don't remember the exact date. I think it was around like 2008.
Okay.
So
what's next?
Technically,
Now comes
they're-
the best part. Follow me.
the,
Got something for you. Should help you plan. Brain dance.
pretty sure the
on Peckham
concerts
Plaza.
in 2013,
How's a brain dance
2023,
supposed to help?
those weren't
Need
samurai
facts, not
concerts.
thrills.
They're not supposed to
Think
be.
BDs are only good for
If we're looking at
fondling
the way
virtual
that
tits.
his memories are just
Jacking off too in
incorrect,
those boxes. No.
so those
Can be a very
concerts were
useful
technically
tool.
didn't happen.
Good for analyzing details, human perception, even
At least not in the way
boosted.
he remembers
Doesn't
it.
grasp. Exactly what you need.
So what's on the tape?
Yorinobu's suite. The
So maybe
glorious interior.
maybe it was a
You'll need to
Kiri
locate
and
the
a
relic
Silverhand
yourself.
thing.
Hope I grabbed enough detail to make that possible.
Hold
It's
up.
rather just a
You mean to
samurai
say you
concert.
recorded this?
Mm-hmm. BD rec implant. Why, you object?
And T-Steel. Yorinobu isn't technically a bad guy. I mean, it's completely
Well,
subjective on how
what do
you
you
look
think?
at it.
Supposed to be Yorinobu's pad on the tape.
But Yorinobu was
Means
always
you were
against
inside.
Arasaka and Corpo
You
ran
know each other?
How else could I get all this intel?
situations in a way.
I know him pretty well, actually.
Yorinobu doesn't like Arasaka.
We have an arrangement.
He never wanted to take over.
Strictly business.
In
Suits
the
us both.
Firestorm Shockwave
Let's see this
adventure, we the players actually save
Judy'll
Yorinobu
help.
from basically
She's
being
a mock
executed
stew.
by his own family.
Besides, we go back.
And he was always planning on selling
V.
the relic
This is
information and Arasaka's
Judy's always been there for
information
me.
to Netwatch
Always
or the
helped out.
Voodoo Boys.
I trust her.
He wants to screw over
But she's a Mox,
Arasaka.
not the latest member of your crew. Try not to forget. So you'll be a good girl, tread lightly, and keep that tongue on a leash.
Relax. Believe it or not, I'm no stranger to tact. In biz or life.
I think releasing Phantom Liberty on a specific date from the series would be amazing. If we want to go based on the Arasaka bombing, I'm pretty sure that happens in
This is V.
August.
She's here for that BD role. And V,
Don't quote me on that
this
date,
is
though.
Judy. Best brain dance editor I know.
Enough already. You're gonna make me barf.
No, thanks
Sensory
Tisto
sig
for bringing
amps,
that up.
acoustic and emotive wave monitors.
Yorinobu's
Top-shelf
a
hardware.
huge character, and I know he's technically
Only
like
thing factory are the
a
keys.
main villain in
Mod all this
Cyberpunk
yourself?
2077.
What do you
But
think?
there's so much not touched
Expression
on
translator.
in relation to him.
Fuyutsuki, right? Thought the
And if you just
matrices
play
on
through
that
the game
series were
and you don't look
fucked
at
up.
shards,
They were, but
or
swapping
really
out
listen to like
matrices is simple. And this
optional
was the only model that
dialogue,
would
or look at
support
the source
additional
books,
scanware.
you're like in the dark on Yorinobu. Which I think is
Compiled
super
your
weird
media.
for a character that's
What do
supposed
you
to be
think?
like a
Will it
driving
do?
point in the game.
Still pretty raw, but yeah.
Everything
ought to
happens
do.
because he had the relic and he killed Saburo.
V needs to get deep inside. That's most important.
So, let's calibrate. Tune it to her. Believe me, I've dealt with worse. Should see the jig street porn we gotta contend with sometimes.
So, we drop V inside?
Anyways. So this game should be saved now.
Let her look, let her...
Well, I'm gonna start ending off the stream here actually. There's 2. I hope I didn't fuck up my save. So I didn't really want to wait for it to load. So hopefully that saved. I'm assuming it did because they're supposed to be autosaves. Yeah. Everything Johnny says, everything he shows you, it's kind of full of it. Even Alt Cunningham, his perspective of her. And from what I remember, she is supposed to have a black cyber arm. Which she obviously does not in his flashbacks. And that wouldn't be a retcon. That wouldn't make sense, because it's such an easy thing to add. I mean, they probably have the model and stuff for a black cyber arm easily. So those types of details should be like an obvious giveaway. Because there's no way CD Projekt Red would look at the concept art of Alt from the source books and then just completely ignore her cyber arm. It wouldn't happen. So. Yeah. Johnny's engram is heavily damaged. I mean, even just like Pondsmith himself has said, the process of writing the engram and the radiation damage from the bomb, all those things have made his engram very unreliable. Not only that, but Johnny himself is an unreliable narrator. So just so many things that just stack up on top of each other that show we can't really trust what we're seeing with Silverhand or what he's saying. Not because he wants to lie to us, but because he has no clue what's real or not. And let's start in relation to the Wither books. CD Projekt Red was also just a newer studio, and I feel like this remake they're doing might actually be more accurate or whatever. They're doing something with The Witcher. I feel like it might be better for fans of the book series. I know the original trilogy changed a lot, and the author himself was very salty about it. But the author also just doesn't like video games, which I know it's not just the author, but I've never personally read through the books. I want to. The next game I really want to focus on, because it's from CD Projekt Red too, is Witcher. There's so much in relation to that game. I'd have to get very deep into it. I have to learn a lot. So I'm behind by everyone, by decades of knowledge. Cyberpunk was a bit easier for me to learn because I already previously liked the genre. And I did have friends who played a tabletop. So I don't really have friends who play, like, I know there's a Witcher tabletop too. And I know there's the whole book series, I know there's the games. I played the games. But if I get the chance, I really want to look into Witcher. But what you were saying with Cyberpunk, I would agree that, I mean, the creators could just not I always heard Witcher 3 was the best of the three, but I mean, I don't really know. I enjoyed the games. I thought Witcher 1 was really weak in gameplay, obviously, because it was their first game. I thought Witcher 3 had better gameplay, but I don't know much about the series, so. Right? I mean, if I created this huge series, even if they adapted it really weirdly to a video game or TV show, I feel like I'd still love it. As long as they did it well. Like, if they change things from my story, it's not nearly as big of a deal if they still make the writing good. Like, that's how I would personally feel. I know he's probably very protective of his material, so he probably just doesn't like anything getting changed. But, like, for example, like Mike Pondsmith with Morgan Blackhand. That man probably wants Morgan Blackhand to be in a sequel so he can play as him, or at least see his own player character in the flesh on a TV screen while playing. There's no way Mike Pondsmith doesn't want that. That'd be such a cool experience. And sorry, I keep cutting myself off. In relation to Cyberpunk not having to be connected with the books, Pondsmith has said, though, that they spent months writing out the story to make sure they're connected and that they're on the same timeline and they are canon to each other. So if it weren't for Pondsmith saying that, I might be more hesitant to be on the train of this is canon to each other. And because he said that, I'm much more confident with like trying to figure out all the details and how everything connects, which I feel like I've done a good job. I miss things every once in a while, but I'm sure I miss things. I'm sure I'm not getting everything right. But I think I've got a pretty good idea going on where the story's taking us and what's happening behind the scenes that isn't official. Yeah, I saw that with the ARG. Which I want to make a video on the ARG. I'm late to it for the most part. It's still going on though, so there's no harm in joining in on trying to figure out more about it right now. I feel like if I put in the time and effort, I might actually be able to add something to that ARG. This is the thing with that Easter egg. Is in Witcher 3, Ciri talks about being transported to a cyberpunk world. She doesn't say cyberpunk, obviously. She describes a very futuristic, technologically advanced world. And that makes me believe that CD Projekt Red and Art Talzorian Games and Mike Pondsmith, they have something huge planned. Because as we know, Art Talzorian makes the Witcher tabletop, and then the Cyberpunk tabletops, obviously, and CD Projekt Red makes both the games series. So I have a feeling that this ARG is going to span across future games too. It's going to be something really big. And T-Steel. The Mr. Blue Eyes theory, if you're talking about in relation to him being Morgan Blackhand, I honestly don't believe it. And this is why. Pondsmith, I said it earlier, I'm not sure if you heard it, but Pondsmith did say that Morgan Blackhand's no longer rolling with Corpos. So that's assuming that Mr. Blue Eyes is rolling with Corpos, which I assume he is. And the government, blah blah blah. So I don't feel like Morgan Blackhand could be him. Mike Pondsmith was very adamant about Morgan Blackhand not being touched at all in the Cyberpunk story. So I find it hard to believe it had him in at all. I think those mentions was all that Pondsmith was comfortable with. He's saying that him and one of his buddies at Artalzorian are still writing out Morgan Blackhand's full story, and they're going to release it once it's ready. So I have a feeling it's going to be in a tabletop or source book once it's ready. And then that will probably make it to where it can be implemented into Cyberpunk Orion. So I wouldn't hold our breaths hoping for him in Phantom Liberty, but I wouldn't say that he won't appear in Orion. I feel like he would appear in Orion. So, Night Corp, let's see. I've never really looked into them much, so I'm trying to just think on what I would. I know they're big in Night City, but what were they really like a part of? Because there are a lot of big corporations in Night City that we never really interact with. That's mainly because their functions don't really have anything to do with what we're doing in our playthrough. It's like Arasaka owns Night City, so like obviously they're the ones we interact with the most, and we want to get to Mikoshi, so that's why there's so much Arasaka in the game. But I feel like Night Corp wouldn't really have a place to be too included to our main playthrough. I'm in a net watch, but I hadn't seen much on Night Corp, which I should look into that more, because I want to look into all the corporations, because I plan on making videos on each corporation anyways. My like channel is gonna be a fucking dictionary for this shit, but yeah, I don't really see a way that Night Corp would fit too much into the game, because we have Netwatch here. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. So I was just reading that Night Corp using AI to condition its own employees. So it might have the technology to do what was happening with the paralysis. Yeah. Yorinobu, he was always either planning on selling just to Voodoo Boys or Netwatch. And either way, it was to lure out alt. Which we see end up happening anyways after we steal the chip, because if we work with the Netwatch agent, he puts the virus in us. So once we enter that subnet with the Voodoo Boys, Netwatch come in trying to catch alt by surprise and the Voodoo Boys, and then they all get fried, pretty much. But so their plan didn't work out very well. Yeah, they all got screwed by alt and got fried in the brains. So honestly, the Voodoo Boys deserved it because they were just tricking us. So did Netwatch. They were tricking us too. So everyone in this game is just tricking us. We're all like, we can help you, and then they don't, and then V is just in the same position at the end of the day. I'm excited. I think in the next source book we're gonna see more Angel, which is assumingly alt. Yeah, she did. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think Angel is missing a portion of herself because I personally believe the alt AI is just some form of an AI that merged with a portion of alt after her icons, not spread out across the net. Alt is a construct. I feel like at least a period of time after the Black Dog story, Alt and Silverhand were alive. If they stayed alive by 2077, that's completely up in the air right now. But I think it should pretty much be written in fact right now that Silverhand and Alt were alive for 2045 for a period of time. Just Alt had to have been missing something because obviously some rogue AI merged with a portion of her after Spider-Murphy spread her icons out, and Spider-Murphy fished whatever she could of Alt and then put it into a body, which would be Angel. Dude, if we encounter the real Johnny in some future game, and we see more of him in a source book, this version of Johnny is going to be an asshole. He's probably didn't get any character development chilling with Alt. He's probably just the same asshole. He's probably a little thankful to be alive. But he'd probably want to shoot us in the head the moment we try to interact with him. Hey, Angel 8 Fingers, how you doing? How's Texas today? Is it nice out? I have some family that just moved there recently. God no love, I am just as excited for Phantom Liberty. I want to come out so bad. I am ready to play it. But it's probably going to be at least another 4 months. At least. I almost want to say I want it to release in August, or the date in which the 2023 raid took place. That'd be really cool. It's kind of far off. That'd be nice to see, having that line up with its release. Yeah, right now where I'm at, it's very cold outside. I had to go buy a parka because I didn't have any type of a proper weather jacket. I have like a windbreaker and stuff, but I didn't have anything that was truly like insulated. So I bought a parka so I can actually wear that around and not freeze to death every time I'm outside. Oh, exciting. Yeah, but don't fear the Reaper ending. That's something else when you play it through for the first time. It's fun. It actually makes you feel like a badass. You're getting the dialogue saying, is it really one person? All those kinds of things, just like representing that V is the Night City solo. I'm debating getting this character I'm playing to just the middle of the story so it would have a good entry into Phantom Liberty. But I almost want to just play through this whole story on this character to the end and then just play Phantom Liberty on it anyways. I ended up doing the ending, but I had to do it on like a separate save because I messed up one dialogue in the Never Fade Away quest. Not Never Fade Away, Chippin' In. I messed up one dialogue piece on Chippin' In, so I couldn't unlock it. And I had so many saves and so much progress since that save that I didn't want to go back. I think if I'd have to choose, ignoring the possibility of a new ending in Phantom Liberty, that Don't Fear the Reaper would be the canon ending. I usually assume that most canon endings are the secret endings of games, especially because in 2077, Don't Fear the Reaper, nobody dies in the ending. It's just you and Johnny. You're going and hitting Arasaka. You destroy Mikoshi. You screw over Saburo. You do everything you want to do. And then nobody dies. You don't have Rogue dying or any of the avocados dying. Which in a way, that doesn't really fit Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk's supposed to be nobody gets happy endings. That's what a lot of people say, at least. I think it's fitting. I think it's the most fitting for V and Silverian's character arcs. They don't want to drag other people down with them. They want to handle their own business. It shouldn't be, I want to save V, so I'm going to sacrifice all these friends I have to go braid Arasaka to save V. That's not justifiable. Who's to say V's life is worth more than Rogue's or Pan Am's? Because it's not, to be fair. He was just some random dude who should have been dead. So, it shows that he actually becomes a legend when he takes matters into his own hands and he doesn't get others killed for it. Well, I hope I'm not getting this wrong. Don't Fear the Reaper is the secret ending, right? So you don't bring anyone. So Rogue doesn't die, right? Because you don't bring anyone with you. So I think Rogue only dies in what's that ending called? I don't really know if it has an ending name specifically for who you bring. But when you call in Rogue and what's his name? Like Shaitan's son, something like that. When you bring those two with you, that's the only time Rogue dies. Then the secret ending, you're solo. You walk through Arasaka Tower's doors, and you go straight for Mikoshi, all by yourself. Yeah. So, that's why I think that's the most canon ending. I just don't think reasonably in Silverhand's character arc that he would bring Rogue to possibly get killed in this raid, especially knowing Adam Smasher's gonna be there. Like they totally expected Smasher to be there, so there's no way that Silverhand would realistically be like, no, let's bring Rogue so we can risk her dying. Doesn't fit his character arc. And that's what I think Cyberpunk's all about. You know, you should be looking at those character arcs and what completes them. Just like with any story. You know, a story isn't complete if you don't really have an arc. And Silverhand's whole arc and V's is learning to trust each other, taking matters into their own hands, don't drag others down with you. That's what makes a Night City legend. especially a solo. You know, solos are revered. Now, obviously, solo isn't what it once was. Even Morgan Blackhand says that all the way back in 2023 or so. 2013 to 2023, somewhere in that time. But being a Night City Legends solo, that is something entirely else. Oh yeah. My original character, I just wear all the Johnny clothing. I just upgrade it to where I want it to be. I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of like a way like honoring V and Johnny Silverhand. Now I want to wear his full gear. I want to just upgrade it to where I want it to be so I can use it. When I did that ending, I was wearing his full gear. I had the Sandy, which if you didn't know, Johnny Silverhand did have a Sandivistan. I thought it would have been cool if they included that in the flashbacks, but they didn't for whatever reason. But yeah, in the source book, it states he has a Sandy. It's not exactly like the one from 2077, which is probably why they wouldn't include it. That's a tough one. V or Morgan Blackhand. I feel like I'd have to say, I always just say it's a draw. Like I always say they're like equal to each other, but knowing that Morgan isn't in his prime anymore and he isn't worth corpos, I feel like Blackhand might not win. But if we're comparing primes, I would say Blackhand would win. Like, it's 2023 Blackhand. He's in his prime. He's absolutely smoking people who are full chromed. Blackhand would win. But 2027 wise, V would probably win. It's just always hard to say because we don't have a canon version of V. Like, if we're looking at our decked out version of V in Cyberpunk 2077, like your own personal build, who has a Sandivistan, Gorilla Arms, or Mantis Claws, like it cyberwared up the ass with the most OP legendary weapons or iconic weapons, like a Malorian, or even that sword. I forget what it's called. Some heavy sword. It's insane. Yeah, if we're looking at V built like that, he might shit on Blackhand in a way. But even then, we have to think about how Blackhand was barely chromed and he beat a nearly fully borged Atom Smasher. And RV came to get to that point. Even though he beats Atom Smasher, he technically is never chromed to the point he is. I really wish they would have implemented cyber psychosis more. I get there's technically lore explanations for him not going cyber psycho, but it would have been a cool feature to see. Yeah, they should have made it to where you could get a full Borg modification. I think they would make it to where it's the only thing you can equip, but they should have made it a thing. But this is a thing too. Atom Smasher is much more borged out by the time of 2077. So if we're taking a V, right? You have nothing installed on your V, you go in and kill Atom Smasher. That technically puts V above the prime Morgan Blackhand. Because Morgan Blackhand did have some chrome. He wasn't insane. He had very minor chrome. But, and then he also went against technically a weaker Atom Smasher. So it's just, once we have a canon V, we'll be able to tell. We'll be able to compare statistics, cyberware, etc. To see who would win. It's too difficult right now to make a claim. I would say, so a lot of people say Morgan Blackhand is specifically because he ran the 2023 raid, technically, for Militech. But I'd almost say no, because Red is all about Johnny Silverhand. He has the most effect on the public. He's a charismatic rocker boy. He may not be a solo, but he has raided Arasaka Tower before. Even if it's with the help of like thousands of fans and other people, he did raid Arasaka Tower. That's not something easy to do. Yeah. Morgan Blackhand was big because, I mean, his skill is insane. He pretty much ran the 4th Corporate War for Militech. He was put on some crazy missions. He was trusted a lot. So if we're going to say there's a main character of the 4th Corporate War, it's Blackhand. He's on the cover of both Firestorm books. But if we're going to say there's a main character of 2013, 2020, and Red, that's Silverhand. He may not be a good guy, but I would consider him the most important to the lore. That's true. Morgan Blackhand actually, I assume Morgan Blackhand beat Smasher. Technically he wasn't trying to beat Smasher. He was just trying to get Shaitan's biopod and run. Because he wasn't really interested in a full combat with Smasher, he never was. But I would say he won that fight. Because he's alive. And I find it hard to believe that Smasher wouldn't be bragging if he won the fight. So, if Smasher would have defeated Blackhand, we'd never hear the end of it. He'd be bragging every day about metal is better than meat. This is the thing with 2023, is there wasn't nearly as good of Chrome out on the streets. So yeah, when Smasher compared to everyone else during that time period was insane because he had access to the newest tech. He's a madman. So he easily was just wiping the floor with everyone because they couldn't get access to that military grade shit. Yeah, he definitely would have published How to Kill Solo. I mean, the dude bragged about beating Shaitan and Johnny Silverhand to Morgan Blackhand. So if he beat Morgan Blackhand, yeah, the first thing he's doing is publishing a book. And we would have seen Blackhand's possessions on the Ebunike ship. 100%. Which we don't, so. Yeah, Pondsmith, I love reading his Reddit post about how he based the characters off of his like ex-girlfriends and friends. And it's funny how sometimes he'll talk about it as if like he knew them, which technically he did since he's basing them on people he knew. I mean, he also self-inserts into the story. And we can even find a picture of Mike Pondsmith in Rogue's office. It would be so funny, like, if that would have occurred, and then they released, like, an official source book on the Talzorian store. That's literally just Adam Smasher bragging about killing Black Hand. I mean, honestly, Silverhand did not get a cool story, like, did not get a nice story. He was absolutely shit on the entire story. He's a cool character, but he's been through it. I think Mike Pondsmith has some fun putting characters through it. Yeah, he's a radio hosting game doing all the conspiracy theories. Sorry, I kind of moved away from my mic. That might actually be why I'm a little quieter. I find it weird that in Edgerunners he has a Sandy, but he doesn't in 2077. Because obviously he pops that shit like candy. So I don't see why he would uninstall. I know he says it's a rudimentary implant. I mean, clearly not. Probably would have helped him against V. So I think Adam Smasher got a little bit too cocky. He should have kept that Sandy installed. Yeah, Johnny's an asshole. You really shouldn't like him. I think by the end of 2077, he's much more likable. But before 2077, yeah. He's a douchebag. He's very full of himself. I think Adam Smasher just gets too spoiled. He's probably so used to having top of the line tech that shit like a Sandy, he just doesn't give a shit anymore. He's like, that's chump change. He doesn't appreciate what a Sandy can do for you because he's so used to just stomping people anyways. Oh, I hope. I think he severely needs an update for his boss fight. I've been saying that. I want him to. Even just adding a Sandy. Like, just anything that would make him more reasonable. Because he's supposed to have a lot more cyberware. But we only ever really see him do, like, the jump and smash and then the rockets. I don't even... I'm trying to remember. No, he does use the auto shotgun in his arm. So he does have that. But there's a few other things that he switches around in the tabletops that would be a lot cooler to see. And he has access to all the cyberware he wants. It's weird that he wouldn't have cooler or more visual effective cyberware. Just a hunk of metal walking around with rockets. Yeah, I mean, V did run away from him earlier on in the game. See, this is one thing. Actually, I kind of want to pull up this clip. Because I don't know if everyone noticed this. Maybe they did. I didn't even notice that on my first playthrough. I probably wasn't paying attention. But, so you can see that mission where you have Hanako and Adam Smasher comes to save her from you and Takamura. Adam Smasher is there, and I find it very weird that he didn't try to kill you. I'm assuming you guys picked that up. I'm probably like the minority that didn't notice Adam Smasher walking out. I just don't get how he can hack, or how V can hack him so easily. I know V is like top of the line, but he has like literally Arasaka ice. Like he has top of the line gear, which should be obvious because he's not even a net runner and he completely blocks out Lucy's net run or hack. True. M Smasher, yeah, he's probably just giving orders to just grab Hanako and leave. So I guess that would make sense. It isn't. It really isn't. They should have put more work on boss fights. I feel like they could have. They could have changed like a lot of the mechanics of the bosses, but they chose not to. Like Oda, he just teleports and goes invis, and not really teleports, my bad. He goes invisible and just swings the sword around. He's cool, he looks badass. He has a cool little Oni mask. But in reality, it's a lame boss fight compared to what they could have done. Oh yeah. They have the framework laid out. They have the base. Orion is gonna be probably one of the best games possible. Now all they have to do is add. They don't have to focus on producing Night City if they do use Night City again. They don't have to focus on laying out the framework, figuring out the systems they want to use. All they have to do is keep on adding, and it's gonna make the game great. And then just add alterations to current systems. Well guys, I said I was going to end at 2, and I got carried away because it is really fun talking to you guys. I've been sitting in this loading screen for 40 minutes now. But I do got to get going, so I'm sorry about that, but I really do look forward to talking to you all again. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in, especially for the few of you who have been here the entire time. That is insane. And talking in chat nonstop. Yeah, I'm very happy all of you made it, and I'm very appreciative of you guys talking with me. It's been fun. So I hope to see you guys in the comments on my future videos, and I will be live streaming again sometime soon. So I hope to see you guys again. Yet again, it's been really fun, and I hope you all have a great day. So thank you so much, and have a good one, Chooms. See ya.